And if you thought this morning's commute was bad, it could get much worse. OC Transpo is set to strike at midnight tonight. The city is urging commuters to find alternate travel arrangements. CTV's Natalie Pirocera has the latest.
A winter storm is enough to create commuter chaos in downtown Ottawa. With OC Transpo workers set to walk off the job, hundreds of thousands of transit users could be left out in the cold on Wednesday.
It's not very good timing with the way the weather's going right now.
I'm all for it. I think that they need to strike and they need to get what they deserve.
I am not impressed at all.
I think they're asking for too much.
A federal mediator met with union officials today. No progress was made. No talks are planned. A strike now appears inevitable.
I think we've put a very fair offer on the table to the unions. In these tough times, I find it perplexing.
They have money to waste. What is that all about? We don't even want that. We're not looking for that bonus. We're not looking for those things. It's not about money. It's about respect. It's about dignity. It's about sick leave, where they treat other city employees differently.
There's no dignity in walking to work in the snow. There's no dignity in, sort of begging for a ride.
The Premier is urging for a resolution before the strike has a major impact on the economy.
Come together. This is a really important service for us in Ottawa. It's particularly important as we get into a prime retail season, which is really important to our economy, that Ottawans have free and easy access, particularly into the downtown area, so they can do their shopping.
Last week, 98% of transit union members rejected a contract offer giving the leadership a strike mandate. The city's latest offer, though, hasn't been presented to union members like this driver who's speaking against his union.
Well, from what they're telling me, it seemed like it's not that bad a contract, but I don't see it.
Transit service in the Outaouais and Paratranspo here in Ottawa will continue to operate as usual. Natalie Pirocera, CTV News.
Well, we know more than 100,000 people ride the buses and the O-train every day. They still have to get to work, to school, to shopping, and to appointments. CTV's Kate Eggins now on what some of them plan to do.
Carolyn Dupont takes a bus to her daycare teaching job. To prepare for a possible strike, she's resorted to a car rental.
If there's a bus strike, one of my coworkers is going to rent a car, and her and I are going to carpool in together, but it's going to cost us each about $20 a day.
A potential strike has tens of thousands figuring out how they'll get around, and this isn't an option for some. Many are spending the night trying to arrange carpooling. This site offers help to connect people.
We thought it was our responsibility to help out and to offer our service to anyone who needs it in the city of Ottawa.
University students are hitting the books before exams, but are also sorting out how to get there. Finals will continue even through labor strife. This PhD student created a Facebook group to help fellow students get rides. She needs a lift too.
I've already asked all my friends. I've already looked at the board here at Carleton. I've tried to make the carpool things. If all that fails, I'm going to be stuck to hitchhiking.
Carleton exams end in 9 days. Until then, the University and Students Association will pay for shuttles to run from 5 points in the city at a cost of $27,000.
It's going to be really expensive, but there's nothing else for students to do to get back and forth to campus, and especially during exam period is so important.
This grocery store already has a free once-a-week bus service to get downtown seniors to the store. Hartman's Independent will add more buses if there's a need.
People won't be able to circulate if the buses are on strike. There'll be mobility issues. We already have issues with the weather, etc. So if we can help in any way, then we're more than happy to do that.
That goodwill isn't felt by some who stand to be left in the lurch.
I'd like to see reduced bus passes in January, if nothing else.
And what if the strike is still on in January?
Oh, I'd rather not think about that.
That sentiment is likely shared by many. Kate Eggins, CTV News.
Andre Cornelier is president of the Amalgamated Transit Union. Mr. Cornelier, we've talked to some drivers today who say the offer doesn't sound so bad. So will you be giving your membership an opportunity to see the offer and vote on it tonight before midnight?
No.
Why not?
Why?
Well, perhaps things have changed for some of the members. It's closer to Christmas. They're hearing about the hardship that this is going to cause. They may have a change of heart.
No.
Can you explain a little bit more about why you're saying no?
Yeah, because the membership have elected the negotiating committee to make sure that we go up there and get them the best offer we can. And we believe that the best offer is not there, and whatever that last offer that they had is not a best offer, and we will not be bringing it back to our members. Mr.
Cornell, you say that this is not about wages, so can you explain to the thousands of people in the city who are going to be seriously inconvenienced by this, how scheduling is serious enough to strike over?
Well, it's what we do on a daily basis. This is when we go to book, every 3 months we get to choose whether or not we want to stay on the same piece of work. Whether it be the number 1 or the 95 or the 97 line, we get to choose every 3 months how we're going to change that and how we're going to book our day. And that is very important to us. We fought for this for 106 years, and they just want to take it away and offer us $2,000? I don't think so.
Could you not perhaps go to an arbitrator, a federal arbitrator then, and wait for a ruling and stay on the job at this time of year?
No, I'm sorry. We have the right to strike, and this is the only time that we can get the company to sit down at the negotiating table and to iron out our differences. And this booking, scheduling is something that they want to bring forward, and this is something that they've tried in the past, and they've always taken it off the table. And for a reason or another, this time around, they want to keep it on the table, and that's why we're where we're at.
It sounds like you really don't care about what happens to the city before Christmas.
Well, don't say that, you know.
Well, that's what
care.
people are saying, Mr. Cornelier.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're listening to the wrong people. It's not about money.
So you're prepared to stay out for a long time?
It's up to the city.
Mr. Cornelier, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Several thousand Ottawa high school students are going to be stranded by tomorrow's strike. A backup plan to use yellow school buses fell apart because of the transit union. CTV's Joanne Schnurr explains.
Students, please be aware that there will be increased traffic around the school.
Announcements like this were being broadcast across the city this afternoon. Schools were scrambling to notify students they'd have to find their own way to and from class during the transit strike. Letters are being sent home with students. A contingency plan to use yellow school buses fell apart when the school boards couldn't get the assurances they needed from the transit union to allow the buses on the roads.
They could, if they wanted to, be prepared to picket our bus operators at their sites, which would have the potential of slowing down the entire transportation system.
Students currently using yellow buses won't be affected by the strike. That's mostly elementary students. All schools will remain open. About 5,000 students with Ottawa's Public Board, 3,500 students with the Catholic Board, and several hundred more with the 2 French boards will need to find a way to school.
It just really sucks.
And they're not happy about it.
I have track and I have to bus to Orleans, and it's too hard to drive there because of all the traffic, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
Some have already decided they're staying home.
I live far, so I don't know how else we're supposed to get here.
Strike is pretty stupid, but why can't they just get paid normally? It's affecting us all the students that are using the OC to get to school.
A lot of parents are taking a page from the city's website on how to organize a carpool. Many other students are going to have to get to school the old-fashioned way, walking. Joanne Schnurr, CTV News.
You'll need information urgently during this period, and we hope that you'll be able to find it here on CTV on air and online. Let us be your bus strike stop and your weather vane.
Well, one pause.